Hi, I'm Linda Ruth, and thank you for coming back to my episode 3 of Mobile Marketing on a Shoestring, and especially I'd like to thank those of you who've been watching this series until now, and those of you who've sent me ideas and suggestions. Cliff from Airbrush Action had some great ideas. Denise Robbins from New Bay Media, Gary Judy, who left some comments for me, and all of you others who've helped out and given me ideas, thanks so much. I started my site on Moby Site Galore. And I got that idea from Dan Hollings, who's a brilliant mobile marketer and who showed all about how to use this site in one of his videos. And if you go to www.mobysitegalore.com, you'll see there's a free site builder, and if you want to get a little more detail, which I did, you can pay for the site builder, and it's really cheap, like many of these online templates. This might not be for everyone, but for someone who's trying to do a mobile site on a shoestring, as I was, it's just a brilliant solution. So let me show you what to do. You go to Moby Site Galore and you sign in. And it takes you to a page called Website Manager. And at that page, you can begin to build your site. There's pages that allow you to choose a design from the templates they've got. Then you can start entering in. You can hook this up to a web address you already own, which is what I did, or the site builder will do it right there for you. And besides allowing you, the free version lets you do, I think, 3 pages of a mobile site, which for some people might be enough. The low-end paid version, which is the one I bought, allows you to do 10 pages. My thinking was, I don't want more than 10 pages on my site. I want this site to be simple and effective for those of my audience who want to use it. So there's all sorts of goodies you can use on this this Moby Site Galore. And you see from the page I just brought up, there's click to call, there's insert a video, you can do a map, there's contact forms, there's different kinds of forms and things you can use, and I used a lot of them, as you'll see. I'm going to take you page by page through my site, and if you watched my previous video, I explained what I wanted to do, and I was able to do almost all of it. There were some really great things I wish I could do, and I actually contacted Moby Site Galore and told them what I wanted to do. They said they'd try to include it in future updates, and I hope they do, and that way they and I can stick together for quite a long time. But here's my mobile site. I've got it on my phone, and I think it's looking pretty good. And I've got it on screen here. And this is my home page of my mobile site. I decided to call it PubMoby, but it's www.publishingdojo.moby. So what I'm calling it for short is PubMoby, but it's my Publishing Dojo mobile site. And this is the page, this home page that takes you to all the other pages. And I put a little video on it welcoming people. You can go and look at it yourself if you like, and explaining how to use the site. Then if I go to the next page, which is the About Us page, it's just a little explanation of the PubMoby site and how you would want to use it. And at this point, you can enter a friend's name and email address and recommend the site. That's something that I think probably nobody would want to miss out on if they're making a mobile site, is the opportunity to have somebody recommend it to a friend. So I did that on the About Us page. Then if you move on to the resources page, this is the page where I did links not only to other pages on my site, but to resources outside the site too. Now I was careful when I did this to only link to resources that had mobile pages, and I think you should do the same thing. Now, I know that I and many other people, when using our smartphones, we do like to link to a home site. That's an option we have. But my feeling is if I'm linking from a mobile page, I want to link to a mobile page and just make it so much easier for everybody that way, and also show that I know what I'm doing. So that's a recommendation I'm going to make to you. And it's something I did myself. I linked to my own blogs, those blogs that, as I say, have mobile pages. Some of the places where my blogs run have mobile pages and others don't. So I stuck with the ones that did. I linked to my social media site, which is magazinedojo.com, which has a beautiful mobile articulation, and some other places too. You can see where I linked if you go to this page of publishingdojo.mobi. The third page is the Newsstand SOS, and if you watched my previous video, I was thinking that people that I work with, my clients especially, sometimes run into problems when they're out there. They're in a meeting, people have questions, or they're working on a project, they've got questions. And using Newsstand SOS, they can get to me right away, almost like an instant message, and ask the question within minutes. I can answer it back. And I was really delighted to find that Mobile Site Galore had a form that I could use very easily for this. Oh, by the way, this Newsstand SOS is also meant to be used when somebody's in a store and don't see their publication. That's really one of the times when people that I work with, when they're on the road, they most frequently need me, is when they're in a store, some kind of retail outlet, and they don't see their publication. Maybe they see a competitor. And this allowed me to put in fields where they could put in all the information I would need to help them. And I have to, Denise Robbins from Newbay got this brilliant idea, which was link it into a GPS function so that the map could just find them there. They could click on it and bingo, it would send like a flag right to my phone or my iPad, wherever I was. Unfortunately, Mobi Site Galore does not have that feature. And if you know of a site generator, a simple template like Mobi Site Galore that does use that feature, please let me know, because I don't have that much brand loyalty and I would switch over. Also, I think I'll let the Mobi Site Galore gang know about this brilliant idea from Denise. So the next page is for PubMobi Meetup. This would be another one that would be great to use with the GPS function, and I thought it would also be great to use with a calendar function, and actually somebody else who had been watching my videos suggested that as well. Again, it was something that the template does not currently include, and I hope it does include it in a further articulation, because that would be just a brilliant thing. One of my viewers suggested that I try to integrate it with Foursquare and do it that way. Now, probably the easiest way of doing that would be just doing it as a separate function on Foursquare. But if anybody watching has any brilliant ideas how to integrate this with the Foursquare function for meetups, I'd love to hear it. In the meantime, this is what I'm going to be using, this and Foursquare probably, for Meetup at Functions. So if you're going to be at DistroPress or at any of the events coming up, let me know via my mobile site or just give me a call, and we'll for sure get together there. The last page, I think I and anyone doing a mobile site is going to want to have the option of collecting names and contact information. You want to start building your mobile list, and if you haven't started doing it, I strongly recommend you do so, and I'm starting to do it myself. I'm starting to build my mobile list. So I don't know right now, and I'm going to have to let you know at some point soon exactly what I'm going to use my mobile list for. Maybe to let people know when I'm going to be at a function like DistroPress in case they want to meet up, or maybe if I get additional great ideas after this is over for things to do with mobile sites. Maybe if other people continue to submit their great ideas to me, then I'll share it with my audience. But right now, I'm allowing people to submit their name and their cell phone number, their SMS contact information, or even their email address, and I'll be getting in touch with them as appropriate via the mobile. So my next episode is going to have to do with launching this mobile site. I'm going to throw some kind of launch party, and I haven't really figured out what yet, but let me know if you're interested in participating in the launch party, and please continue to send me your great ideas. This is the most fun thing for me, is to hear from you, figure out what would be the best thing to include in this site and in the launch of the site, and then including it. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in my next episode about my launch.